Nothing turns this couple's crank more than singing Michael Row the Boat Ashore. The killer started the search for people to murder well before this couple decided to start making out in the attic of this barn. Remember, we saw creepy stalking while this couple sang a Negro spiritual to get in the mood. So was the killer walking around expecting to find a couple making out? Or did the killer luck out at the last second?
We weren't doing anything.
These horny teens know who this is, but they won't give us any clues because they somehow know this needs to be a surprise at the end of the movie. Ah! Death by pausing! Whoa! Didn't even see that glass there.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you?
What did this crazy local guy do in the 22 years that Camp Crystal Lake was closed down? Was he warning people about the danger of CFCs? It seems to be his only function in life. I'm concerned about what he did in the years where absolutely no one was going to the camp for any reason whatsoever. 5-1, this guy rides a bike. I can already see it. Yep, crazy bike riding asshole.
He tell you anything?
Local truck driver plays the pronoun game so that Annie has to ask who the hell he means.
Your boss, Steve Christie.
Let me get this straight. She's going to work at this camp for the summer and absolutely no one offered to give her a ride? Not even the other people she's going to work with? She couldn't even get one guy with a crush on her to drive her out to the site?
I mean about what happened.
No, there's something you're not telling me.
Jeez, you think?
Camp Crystal Lake is jinxed.
Come on, dude. A minute ago you were like super eager to help her out.
No sweat.
You got super angry about Crazy Ralph.
I tell you, he's causing problems enough for your boss with all that talk.
And now you warn her about the place when you're halfway there. You couldn't tell her this before she got in the truck with you?
Did Christie tell you about the 2 kids murdered in 58, Boyd drowning in 57, bunch of fires?
2 murders and a drowning over 20 years ago constitute a death curse. One of the dumbass kids in this truck is reading The Godfather? I don't think so. It's not like the book is high literature or anything, but no, they're not reading that book. Also, discount Kevin Bacon. Wait, you're saying that is Kevin Bacon? Okay, so discount Kevin Bacon. Got him while he was super cheap. Good for them. This f***ing guy. Well, at least he's obvious about his creepiness.
Ta-da!
What a dick. I mean, who does this? Movie cast more suspicions on Steve with the exact same Jeep that he drove to lunch a minute ago. But since we later find out that Steve isn't the killer, how did the killer get the exact same Jeep, same paint job, and same hubcaps? And why?
Hi, I'm going to Camp Crystal Lake.
Hitchhiking is just like calling a cab. No need for formalities. Also, Annie should immediately think it's odd that the supposedly helpful driver who is sympathetic to hitchhikers doesn't say anything the entire time, and is totally down with taking her to Camp Crystal Lake when all she's heard are warnings and death curses about the place since she came to town. Score throughout the movie is either an homage to Psycho and Jaws, or outright theft if you send movies for a living. Annie will now do the trip and fall while being chased through the woods cliché 63 times during this chase through the woods. What? Weird how her neck changed color just before it was sliced. Weird. Also, movie kills one of the cutest women in this movie 23 minutes in. She didn't even get a chance to do a horror movie nude scene. Humanity. Bulges. This is a great trick to play when you're a straight guy and you have a 50-50 chance of it being a woman giving you CPR. I know, right? Get that hair fixed, the 80s.
I'll flush it out!
Kevin Bacon is a dick to the other people who won't be movie stars after this. That's racist. That's racist.
I told you to sit on it, Tonto.
That's racist.
Never keep the chief waiting.
Goodbye, cop character we'll never see again. Thanks for the out-of-nowhere warning about crazy old Ralph. Ralph just happens to appear right after the cop warned the camp counselors about him. Also, I guess he's now upgraded his craziness to hiding in rarely used rooms to spread the gospel about the curse of Camp Crystal Lake.
God sent me.
Couldn't God have sent you to the lake when they were all swimming, and you would have had a more captive audience? It's downright bizarre that Crystal Lake has become so cagey over an accidental drowning and the murder of a horny couple of teens over 20 years ago. If there had been a little bit more of a sample size, maybe I'd be on board, but 3 deaths? Movie lingers on this shot long enough to pad its 90-minute runtime. Couple stuff. I wish I had that cliche. Ah! Betsy Palmer!
And the rain turns to blood.
If this had been Jack telling Marcy this dream, there's no way she'd sleep with him. But since it's the other way around, Jack's willing to accept anything as long as it gets him laid.
Call it my shower dream.
Hey, this is no dream.
Hey, I sure can't wait to hear Danny and the Juniors tonight at the sock hop.
Jack and Marcy are gonna get drenched.
Why would you assume that they didn't get to shelter in time? Is it so Bill could say,
Not if they're where I think they are.
yeah, I mean, wink wink, nudge nudge, right? Sex. We've zeroed in on the camp's guitar douchebag. I really don't feel too bad that he's doomed. Doomed!
We're going to play strip Monopoly.
Somehow the TNA this idea suggests, especially in a horror movie from 1980, never arrives. How did they miss Ned's body on top of this bunk? I know you're horny and everything, but damn, that's a huge oversight. Kevin Bacon's right hand. Holy shit, the killer was under the bunk the whole time? Also, killer waits until Jack notices the blood to finally kill him. which there was no way to know from under the bunk. Also, how did the killer get an arrow through the mattress and perfectly into Jack's throat? And with the other arm holding his head down. This killer is flexible.
40 yards to the outhouse by Willie Macon. Come on, kids, you can do better than that.
That's actually pretty good.
Must be my imagination.
Which is why you're about to get an axe to your head. Her first instinct is to scream and not defend herself in any way, including, but not limited to, running. Also, movie kills one of the cutest women in the movie 47 minutes in. If they're playing strip Monopoly, why did they even bother laying out the money around the board? Stupid door that has nothing to do with the killer interrupts wholesome game of Monopoly.
Well, we're going to have to finish this game some other night.
But why? All you have to do is close the windows in your cabin. That takes like a few minutes. Why does this end the game? Oh my god, don't stop playing this game. Also, even though the game is ended, Brenda decides not to put her other clothes back on in what we've been told is not only a rainy night, but a cold night.
Steve, is there anything else you want?
Steve's marathon lunch break boldly marches into its 7th uninterrupted hour. No wonder reopening Camp Crystal Lake has taken more than a year.
I've got 6 new counselors up at camp. They are babes in the woods in every sense of the word.
I don't discriminate. I'm going to creepily touch Kevin Bacon's hair next week during Campfire Stories. Also, 6? You're expecting that hitchhiker Annie to show up too, right? Did you ever wonder about her? Don't you think you might have wanted to arrange a ride for her out to the camp? No need to kill the vulnerable camp counselor who's brushing her teeth right now. Hiding and waiting is my game. When did this dude start having car trouble? Also, car won't start during a horror movie cliche. Killer needs to pull an elaborate trick to get Brenda outside when there was a perfect opportunity to kill her in the bathroom. Where did your rain slicker go? You're walking out into this mess in that? All the better to see you with, my dear. I guess. I mean, this killer sure makes a production out of killing. I guess her death was considered too graphic to show on screen after we saw a throat slit, a throat arrowed, and a face axed. Also, movie kills one of the cutest women in the movie 57 minutes in.
I thought I heard a scream.
I didn't hear anything to that wind.
How could you not hear that f***ing scream? Now, why would the axe be tucked into bed? Isn't that a useful weapon the killer might want to hide or keep for future killings, or keep away from people who might want to use it to defend themselves later?
What is going on?
I don't know, babe. It's either an elaborate prank from someone who is extremely patient, or there are people getting killed at this camp right now. You heard the screaming. Now, take your pick.
Look, it's 10 miles to the nearest crossroads. Steve will be back soon.
I mean, the guy only takes 10 hours to eat lunch, so he should be back any time now.
Your old Ralph was out your way today. His wife was a nervous wreck till we got him home.
That dude is married?
That's all I need. Crazy Ralph running around.
I mean, that guy doesn't even know how to stroke women's hair properly.
Rescue squad with Jaws of Life, near mile marker 17.
Mega wreck happens just as the cop is about to show up at Camp Crystal Lake and find out something bad is happening there. Killer just happens to be waiting for Steve at the camp entrance. Those of you hoping for an insanely high sin count for this movie are going to need to know that for long stretches of time, stuff like the entire process of making coffee is shown in real time. This whole scene is 2 minutes. Nothing happens, although the effectiveness is that you think something might happen. Anyway, coffee is made here. Skip! So his throat was cut, and then the killer took archery lessons on his body out in the open, I guess? I really would like to see this movie from the antagonist's perspective. Also, is this movie saying that he's pinned to the door by the arrows? Because what a bunch of bullshit that is. Cartoon barricade. This dealing with death scene lasts a good 40 seconds. It takes that long for her to run or do anything other than choke down screams. Here's the real killer, driving up in a Jeep 40 seconds after throwing a body out the window. I guess for scare tactics.
Well, I'm Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies.
Why did you reveal yourself to the last victim of the movie? Why are you putting on an act now? Why are you not knifing Alice to death?
They'll kill you too.
I'm not afraid.
That's what killers say, Alice. Run!
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those 2 others were killed? His name was Jason.
Did all of your victims hear about your kid before you killed them? Or did they all kill themselves?
Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.
Well, isn't that convenient? And on Friday the 13th during a full moon of all times. Well, I'll be damned.
Where's Mr. Christie? Oh, I couldn't let them open this place again. Could I? Not after what happened.
Why didn't you just kill Steve during the entire year he's been fixing up the place? That would have saved you a lot of time and bodies.
Look what you did to him!
Strong and cunning killer suddenly becomes not so cunning and weak when it comes to this easy-to-kill last victim. Mrs. Voorhees dragged Annie all the way back to the Jeep after slitting her throat? What the hell for? Did she know that someone would try and make an escape in her Jeep just so they'd see her dead body? Well, these dead bodies keep popping up out of nowhere at perfect times, don't they?
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
Did your dead kid also tell you to air out all that exposition from earlier, too? Mrs. Voorhees will now use the tried and true method of slapping someone to death. Also, where did her machete go? Okay, tie her up now, maybe? Or something else that might incapacitate her if she happens to wake up? I'm not surprised Mrs. Voorhees is alive, but how did she know to come out here? Also, once again, she decides to wait too long to kill Alice, even though she had the element of surprise. Death by slow motion. Alright, now that I've chopped Mrs. Voorhees' head off, time to get into a boat and row across a dark lake. Oh, I guess she gave up? Why did she get in that damn boat in the first place? Is it so we can see the fake ending where Jason comes out of the water for one last scare? Now you know why this dude wears a hockey mask. I just want to know how he grows to Kane Hodder size in later chapters.
Ma'am, we didn't find any boy.
Then he's still there.
And I'm going to imagine all the sequels that entails during this cross dissolve. Did you count 10 more plus a reboot? I counted 10 more plus a reboot.
Boy drowning in 57. A bunch of fires.
There is only one river, there is only one sea, and it...
Here's Johnny.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? I'm serious. Honey, your coffee's undrinkable.
Pretty harsh.
Well, so's your coffee. You know, the girls down at the office make better coffee on their hot plates. Well, see you later.
Thank you for your consideration.